but just remember you're not able to bring down any of those ice chest or coolers, especially in those security zones that have been designated.
Right.
So
Be
want to pay
mindful of
attention.
that. There was a checkpoint at Carondelet when we were coming in, and they were looking for which you may have had or which you didn't have. So if you are coming
Travel
out here,
light.
travel light, that is wise.
You know who had to travel very light because they made their way onto a float, but I've heard they've got some good stuff they're throwing now.
Okay.
We've got Mike McDaniel and Leah McNeil who are there with Photog Chris Russell, and they are enjoying the King's Float in the parade. Let's check in with them.
Hey.
That's good enough. Hey there, we talked about sports betting a little bit earlier. We're on the DraftKings float, and you know, when it comes to Super Bowl, betting, especially online, is a huge deal. Johnny Avallo is here with us now from DraftKings to kind of talk about how you guys really handle all of this. So where are we seeing the betting right now when it comes to the Super Bowl between the two teams?
So let's go back 13 days ago when we opened up this line. We opened up Kansas City a 1.5 point favorite. And guess what? We're still at Kansas City 1.5 point favorite.
It's just been sitting there.
It's crazy. I've never seen a line that held this long. But you asked me where the money is. They're betting Kansas City, laying the 1.5 points, and they're taking the Eagles on the money line, which means they're taking plus 105. They have to win the game straight up. This is the theory behind the people betting the Eagles. Why I don't need the 1.5.
Yeah.
We're going to win this game straight up.
So when you look back historically on the betting, what does that tell you in regards to the outcome of what the game will be? Do you think that's kind of consistent?
It tells me that there's people that are interested in betting on both sides of the game. And we're really balanced. I mean, when I say we're balanced on the game, we're more balanced on this game than any other Super Bowl that we've done so far.
Of course, people are not just betting on the two teams. There's a lot of these novelty, what I call novelty betting. You guys refer to them as prop betting, correct?
Correct.
So what is that exactly?
A prop bet is something that takes place within the game, and then we'll take whatever that might be and put a over/under or a yes/no or something, to that equation.
So what are some of these things that folks can bet on that's not exactly tied to the two teams?
Besides the quarterback, how many yards he's going to throw for, how many rushing yards Saquon Barkley's going to rush for. There's who's going to score the first touchdown. Who's going to score any touchdown? Will Saquon Barkley score a touchdown in the game? Yes, no. Will there be a doink in the game? A doink is will the ball hit the uprights on any field goal kick?
Anything in what? Even like the color of the Gatorade?
Color of the Gatorade. So the color of the Gatorade, the last 2 years, purple wins, right? And so we make purple the favorite this year because the Chiefs are the favorite. But guess what they're betting? Yellow-green. Why is that?
Interesting.
Must be because it's Philly's colors, huh?
It could be. So even of course, I know a lot of folks are looking out for Taylor Swift. That's on the board as well, right?
Taylor Swift. Well, we don't have props up how many times the camera will show Taylor Swift.
Yeah.
We have props up taking some of her songs and then making a prop around that song.
Do you find that more people get involved with online sports betting and betting of that nature when you have those type of niche type bets going on around the game?
At DraftKings, we try to take something that's kind of hot in the market going on and associate a prop around that or some kind of betting equation around that, and we do that every single day.
Well, you guys are doing it well. How's New Orleans been for you so far?
Oh my God, I love this place so much. A couple things about New Orleans. I was to a couple Mardi Gras in my younger days, and I find that the people just from Louisiana in general, nicest people I ever met in my entire life. #1 state for best hospitality.
Well, we welcome you here. We're so glad you're here. Thanks for letting us ride along on the parade here on DraftKings. I know we're just getting started. We haven't started rolling here yet, but we are just going to be doing that momentarily. Of course, look for us on the DraftKings float. It's number 9 in the parade if you're going to be out and about. And of course, if you're going to continue to watch for home, of course, just keep it locked on Channel 4. We'll be back right after the break.
Good morning and a happy parade day. It's hot out there and so is the energy. If you are going to head out to the route, make sure that you are bringing plenty of water. Here's our view from View Orleans of Canal Street. You can see the bands and a couple of floats passing shortly as well. Certainly no rain on the parade. We did have a bit of fog this morning. All of that should continue to improve as temperatures and dew points separate a bit, but we do still have a dense fog advisory issued for the areas you see included here until noon. So about an hour and 40 minutes to go there. Our temperatures have quickly jumped out of the 60s into the 70s. We're averaging right around 75 to 77 across both sides of the lake. So you'll see those dew points a little bit lower, and that's why the visibility improvements have only continued across our area. Still a little bit of an issue driving on the causeway, though. We have seen a couple accidents this morning, so please be careful. Those winds picking up a little bit as well. Out of the south, always a sign of moisture coming off the Gulf. So if you are headed to today's parade, make sure that you are dressed appropriately. Bring the water, bring the sunglasses. Definitely going to be a hot one, to say the least. Temperatures in the 80-degree range by this afternoon. Over the next 3 mornings, we're going to continue to see the concern of some fog development out there. So something you'll want to keep in mind, already a lot of traffic in comparison unusual with the Super Bowl festivities. Make sure that you add a couple of minutes into your traditional drive time. Now, our forecast for tomorrow, once again near a record-breaking potential 81 degrees. In Kansas City and Philly, it is so much colder, so I think all the fans are probably happy with these conditions outside. There's the possibility we could see a quick passing shower or two tomorrow as we head into the morning and afternoon time frame. It's all a matter of whether or not you start to see that front push a little bit further south. So anything that we do watch develop will be quick in passing, but certainly the big takeaway is still that warmth and humidity. And I don't think it's going to stop any of the festivities across the city. Humidity value is going to be considerable all the way into the middle of the week, especially Thursday, and then we'll get a little bit of a break for some drier air in the extended outlook. We're just in this zonal pattern right now, which keeps all that colder air well to our north. So temperatures will continue to stay above average in the mid-70s through the middle of the week, but then we'll start to see the low 70s back and a ridge, trying to dig a little bit deeper as we approach your Thursday, Friday, right in time for Valentine's Day, maybe some date night plans. So here's the overall breakdown. Again, potential record highs today and tomorrow. Any rain chances we see will be minimal through the middle of the week. We'll up them a little bit Tuesday and Wednesday. At that point, about 40 to 50% of the area seeing some coverage. As we approach the extended outlook and, of course, the thick of carnival season, which you're getting ready for this morning, we continue with above average conditions likely. So no major cold snaps in the extended outlook. So much going on across New Orleans. Of course, such a joy to have all the tourists in town continue to enjoy our forecast for a very spring-like Super Bowl weekend. We'll be right back with more coverage of the parade after the break.
Hey, hey, welcome back. Super Bowl coverage here as we get ready for the Super Bowl parade. A great mix of both Eagles, Chiefs fans, some NFL, some affiliates, and then of course, we gotta throw the New Orleans culture in there with a number of amazing marching bands, dancing crews, and I can't wait to see all of it in action. Hey there, thanks for joining us. I'm Brianna Boudreau.
Good morning, friends. Brandon Walker here. After all, it is still Who Dat Nation, despite,
Yes, it is. Yes, it
listen,
is.
so stand correct around these parts. Where we are this morning, Gallier Hall Live, where the parade is essentially going to wrap once it makes its way here. Going to turn from Poydras, about a block or so there behind us. It's gotten its start. Started at 10. Things are moving quite smoothly, as you can see, or as we've shown you throughout the morning. And yeah, if you're going to be out here, maybe short sleeves are your friend because it's hot.
Yeah, I'm sweating. If you guys see a little bit of lip sweat, just act like you don't, okay? I'm doing my very best. It is hot out here, that is for sure. But you know what? I still see everybody really having a good time. And I'm probably also sweating a bit because I can't stop dancing.
Well, the DJ's been going, the DJ's been going, the people have been going. We've got some time before the floats begin to make their way here to where we are, but the parade's already gotten started. Started where Winston is over at the Jazz Museum. But talking about Mike and Leah, they're on a float, the DraftKings float. A little while ago, they were talking about just the excitement about betting, all the interest in it. Some $1.3 billion, it's estimated, is going to be spent on betting for the game alone, according to the American Gaming Society. So, yeah, you bet. Got a lot of money riding on this one. Let's send it over to Mike and Leah.
Yeah, guys, we're out here hanging out on the DraftKings float. You can hear the music from the 610 stompers that are just ahead of us. I know it hasn't made it to Gallier Hall yet, but it will be there in, I don't want to give you a time estimate because we all know how parades go, but it'll be there, trust me. We'll get there when we get there, but yeah, we're having a blast out here on the DraftKings float.
We were right at the beginning here on the DraftKings float. The parade has already started, so you can see the crowds kind of down there turning off of Elysian Fields, going down Decatur. So that's where the crowds really have started. Of course, the marching groups have been out here all day, preparing, getting ready, battling each other when it comes to the bands. So of course, it's going to be a lot of fun out here on DraftKings.
A lot of fun indeed. We have a lot of exciting people to talk to out here, so make sure y'all stay with us. We're going to teach you a little bit. We got a couple of people coming up for you, so we'll go ahead and send it back to y'all again.
So hang tight.
I just said maybe if somebody went to sleep.
Well.
All right, so I said tease. Talk about a little bit of a tease, to say the least. Joining us now is, of course, I would say a pretty important representative from DraftKings right now. Ms. Laura, you are the Chief Gaming Responsibility Officer.
I sure am.
Gotcha. Okay. And I mean, DraftKings, you all mentioned, I mean, the numbers are insane when it comes to people who are betting on this game. Of course, the Chiefs are trying to go for a three-peat. The Eagles are coming for revenge. So I know y'all have a lot of people who are placing their bets. What would you say some of your best tips are for those folks who are placing their bets?
Well, as the Chief Responsible Gaming Officer, I start with always play and have a good time, but do it responsibly. So at DraftKings, we have tools available to set limits, set alerts, keep track of your play, see your activity. So it's all about fun, and as we say, it's more fun when it's for fun, and this is our biggest day of the year. We are super excited.
Yeah, to say the least. I mean, the Super Bowl, NFL, the biggest game, I would say, in the world right now. All eyes on New Orleans. How long have you been here, and what have you been getting into?
I got in a couple of days ago, and I've been busy, lots of people to talk to and lots of people to see, but I personally am super excited because I am actually an Eagles fan.
Yeah, I saw the little Eagles jersey on your bag, so are you even allowed to bet in your position?
I am not allowed to bet using DraftKings. And
I thought so. Gotcha.
Yeah,
but of course you're pulling for the Eagles to win.
Yes, absolutely rooting for the Eagles and super excited. It's going to be a beautiful day, and we're all going to have a lot of fun. Who are you rooting for?
Well, I don't have a dog in this fight because I'm a diehard Saints fan, okay? Who that all day? But I guess if I had to pick, I kind of got to go with the Eagles. I do agree with you. I would rather somebody who is maybe going for maybe their first Super Bowl, like Saquon and of course Jalen Hurts, instead of a team who's going for a three-peat. Chiefs fans, those of y'all who love Taylor Swift and the Kelce's, don't come for me. I'm just saying, okay? This is all about fun. That's what DraftKings is all about. Anything else that you want people to know, and of course, to game responsibly.
you know, always bet what you can afford to lose, and this is entertainment, and again, it's more fun when it's for fun.
More fun when it's for fun. Like this float, we're having a good time out here on the DraftKings float. We are float number 9. We're on the passenger side. I think Gloria's gonna be on the driver's side. So make sure y'all wave and you holler when you see her, because there's so many beads, so many little footballs, and a lot of good trinkets y'all get from us. So for now, I'll send it back to y'all at Gallier Hall. Hang out here with the crew at DraftKings.
Is up the DraftKings float. Talking about the floats, you know, some of them are floats that we will see on Mardi Gras Day. DraftKings float is a special design. They worked with Blade and Kern to get a nice custom one there. So they're riding nice, you know, got some money to play around with.
I like that.
Right,
Okay,
right.
number 9, passenger side. Leah noted. I better get my throw, girl.
Right, Leah said that they're ready, they're rolling, and while things aren't ready here, it'll be here at some point, as Leah said. Hold your horses, we'll get here, have your fun. And as far as that's concerned, hold your horses. We're gonna take a quick break. We'll be back right after this. Welcome back, 10:38, the time now officially here. Brandon Walker, Brianna Boudreau here, broadcasting live the Super Bowl 2025, or 59, I should say, parade here. We're broadcasting live out front Gallier Hall, where the parade is yet to get here, but the fun is very much so in full blast.
Yeah, we've got a good DJ. I see some people enjoying some drinks, some food. You've got vendors out here.
Right.
And the crowd is starting to really pick up. When we were here about an hour ago, there was some space, and you still
Yeah.
see people walking up and down the streets, but definitely ready to have a good time, catch some throws, and cheer on these floats.
And you know, around here, we like a good plate around these parts, so I've been looking to see where the food is. If we get photojournalist Ricknese Riggins to follow my distance right over here, you see these Chiefs fans. They've got their jerseys on, and they've got their plate. They're getting some chips there, but it looks like they got some barbecue. I saw some bread and breakfast. Anyway, we're looking for where the plates are around these parts as well, because, you know, we're hungry.
I'm never not hungry, especially for the good food that's going to be down here. But you see, they probably got some good advice from somebody who regularly comes to Carnival, because they knew, okay, get our food, get our drink, and then get that spot.
There we go. That sandwich looks good.
Enjoy
Fantastic.
it, sir.
You know who's also looking good right now in the midst of it all? Our Winston Reed. He's over at the Jazz Museum. Hey, Winston.
Hey guys, still here at the best spot of the parade, best seat in the house, and you're looking at the Tulane University parade here. The marching band, they are here. Plenty of throws already made its way on the streets of New Orleans, and beads on the necks of many watching this parade today. Plenty of bands already made their way through here. Just take a look at the sights and sounds that you see right now. I know my producer, Angela Vance, she's excited to see her alma mater make its way down the Super Bowl parade. A lot of local performances here. Of course, we talked extensively about the local infusion with a lot of the NFL events taking place here in the city of New Orleans ahead of Super Bowl 59. I'm seeing plenty of Chiefs fans and plenty of Eagles fans as well, as they ready to battle it out tomorrow for a rematch here at the Super Bowl here in New Orleans, the 11th Super Bowl to take place here in the city. And I mean, ain't no party like a New Orleans party, like we said, because a New Orleans party don't stop. It is getting loud. It is a party down here, having a great time. And I've actually had a chance to get a couple beads around my neck. The people standing on the floats, they got some cannons on them. They can toss really far, because we're a good distance away from the floats that are making their way down to North Peters. I was a little concerned, because I thought, well, it's a great spot. It's a great location. You get to see everything, but we may not be able to get any throws. But no, the people on the floats, they're pros at this. They know how to get it over here. And we got the 6'10" stompers stomping their way down the street. Go, let's go, let's go, let's go. It's a party. Brandon and Bree, I'm trying to see what that food y'all were talking about. Y'all might have to save me a plate while y'all out there. We're gonna get ready to toss it to a break.
Good morning and welcome back here to the Super Bowl Host Committee Parade on WWL Plus. Right now there's a special happy birthday going on. Good morning to y'all. Brandon Walker here.
Happy birthday to you. We didn't get to hear all of it, but it was Declan and he's here with his family,
Right.
and I think he recently was given Super Bowl tickets to be able to attend here. Did you hear specifically?
Yes, I didn't hear specifically why, but who's singing happy birthday is Mark Romick from New Orleans and Company, so someone we know quite well here, our friends of the WWL Louisiana Morning News. As far as where the parade is in proximity to us, we did get an update about 2 minutes ago or so that the parade did turn onto Poydras Street. So we should be seeing some action here along St. Charles Avenue within the next 10 minutes or so.
And of course, that parade going to be led with Todd Graves,
Yes.
a Louisiana businessman who has expressed how excited. Who dat? Woo!
Hey!
Had to get a little shout out. They're trying to find out from the crowd who's here for the Chiefs, the Eagles, and of course, they asked for the Saints fans. So that's who I'm here for. I'm here for the
Exactly.
Saints.
Who dat
I'm here for
nation
New
all the
Orleans.
way.
I'm
All the
here
way.
for the money that's coming into the city.
16 floats altogether, talking about float 1, but there's float 9 where there's a lot of magic going on. You got some l'argent, some money to be made. We're talking about the DraftKings float. Got Mike McDaniel, Leah McNeil on that one. Hey, y'all.
Hey.
Hey, yeah, I'll tell you, DraftKings Float 9 is actually where the party is. And the crowds out here, as soon as we turned onto Decatur Street off of Elysian Fields, was absolutely mind-blowing to see it from the angle that we are. Just as far as you can see down Decatur all the way into Jackson Square, these streets are packed out here, and crowds have just been waving, hollering, screaming. Folks have really been enjoying their day out here, and it's been absolutely so much fun.
Yeah, we're out here. We are with the DraftKings folks. Oh my God, I just saw Hoda. Look at Hoda. Hey, Hoda.
Hey, Hoda.
Hi. Oh my God.
You never know who you're going to find out here in the crowd.
You never
here.
know who you're going to see in these crowds. I was so excited I couldn't even throw any beads to her.
I'm
but
telling you, we have celebrities up here on the float with us. There are celebrities down below us. It is just an absolutely fun, exhilarating time here in the city of New Orleans as this parade rolls through. A lot of folks so just happy to be out here.
Absolutely, and just to see all the Eagles fans, I will say I have seen a lot more Eagles fans than I have seen Chiefs fans, and some of their signs are just very much in true New Orleans fashion. I saw one that said, "Throw hard or go home."
They actually came not just with the football spirit, they came with the carnival parade spirit out here as well. They know how to
Exactly.
party like we do in New Orleans, but
Yes.
of course we do it a little bit better, so they're
We
just
do
feeding off of that.
a lot of things, a whole lot better, including throwing. We're working on our throwing arms over here on
We're
this
trying
float.
to. We're trying to,
man. But this is just so fun. If you just look at the crowds, I mean, this is absolutely insane to see just folks, Chiefs fans, Eagles fans, locals, visitors, everybody just all along the route enjoying this parade. Mike, I think we got the best seat in the house.
I absolutely think so. You know, Brandon and Bree, it's fine where you guys are at Galliard, but until you're on one of these floats kind of watching all of this unfold, it's a whole different perspective. But I'm glad that you're able to see some of these crowds, how they're all coming out. I love seeing so many Chiefs and Philadelphia Eagles fans here in town celebrating today, because you know tomorrow it's going to be a divided
so friendly.
house.
Yeah, it's not going to be so
at the Dome.
friendly on the parade routes come time tomorrow. But yeah, we're just going to be hanging out here. We have quite a few more people to introduce you to. We have some, again, Super Bowl winner out here on the float with us, Shadow Chusinko as well. And just a lot of fun people out here hanging out with us on the float.
Yeah, there's about 100 DraftKings employees in town celebrating this Super Bowl weekend. It's one of their largest events, if not the biggest event that they're going to have. They have a lot of betting that you can do, whether just on the game. You can also bet on some of those what they call prop bets. What we would say the novelty ones are, like what color the Gatorade's going to be, if a football's going to hit the goalpost at any point. So a lot of fun to get in on, but this is probably one of the funnest things, just to see everybody out here enjoying this parade.
For sure, and the fun, that is what it is all about. So we will continue to have fun. We're going to throw it back to y'all so we can get to throwing out here.
We're busy.
Yeah, we're busy, y'all. Bye.
You're about to toss to us. Hey guys, we all are having fun on the float, but as you can see, the parade, baby, has made its way to where we are here in front of Galliard Hall. You can see right now the Marine Corps Band starting us off at the moment as they are performing, about to make their way into the front of the review stands. The parade turning onto St. Charles from Poydras there, and here we go. United States Marine Corps Band here.
And I love that you see so many people in the crowd here standing up, giving them that respect. I'm sure a lot of service members. Of course, we have so many in the crowd here. I've seen some of those veteran shirts and hats. So it's really beautiful to see them stand up and pay their respects to our men and women in uniform. I think they're about to walk this way, so maybe we can listen in for a moment.
Yeah, let's listen into the performance. You know, as they're getting ready there, as you mentioned, Bree, so many people who serve our country are here in this capacity. They're performing, but also you have so many people here working to keep us safe, from National Guardsmen to local law enforcement from New Orleans to other parts of Louisiana. They're all here to make sure that we are safe this weekend, also into Mardi Gras, of course, after the New Year's Day terror attacks on Bourbon Street. But whenever there's a Super Bowl or just a large mass scale event, safety is of top priority, and there are a lot of authorities here working to make sure that that is very much so the achievement here. The Marine Corps band in front of the review stand here at Gallier Hall. The Clydesdales are behind them, as you can see in the distance, making their way here along St. Charles Avenue, turning from Poydras.
Always an important element of the Super Bowl, right? It's kind of funny when you think of the Super Bowl, you often think of the commercials, everyone waits to see the ads, and the Clydesdales, just one of those everyone looks for. So the Budweiser Clydesdales behind the band, but let's listen in. All right, plenty more to come, so we'll be right back after this break. welcome back to Super Bowl 59 parade coverage here. We're so happy that you're joining us, and we've got plenty more to come.
Yeah, we do. So you were watching us on WWL Louisiana. Switch on over to WWL Plus, where we are streaming this live. Right now, you've got the Mardi Gras Indians, the original Black Seminole baby dolls behind them. Right there, though, the 7th Ward Headhunters Black Masking Indian Tribe. Stay with us. WWL Plus is the place to be. We're broadcasting live there. Good morning. Host Committee Parade, the St. Augustine High School Marching 100 here live. There they go. Marching 100 doing their thing here in the parade, leading us off here on this Saturday morning. You see the boys going. They just want to be your lover girl. That's the song they're performing for us live. But as we do continue the parade here, coming now in front of Gallier Hall, the king of the New Orleans Super Bowl Host Committee Parade, Todd Graves, local businessman and restaurateur, riding on the crew of Baca's King float there. Todd is excited for this day, as he's told us, ready to showcase his city the way that he knows best.
And as you mentioned, not only a local businessman, restaurateur, and so he has done done so much for the community, often gives back at different events, nonprofits. You know, they're all involved all around the city as handprints. So it's pretty cool to see him in this parade, especially riding on such an important float here. Of course, we've got the Bacchus King float. Shaquille O'Neal will grace that later in the carnival season. Had some remarkable people who've sat on that throne. And so it's pretty neat that you have this crowd who's not traditionally from here, some of them at least, these Chiefs and Eagles fans who are able to witness a little bit of what we get to enjoy every year during carnival season.
You're right about that. It is a story within a story, right? You've got this long storied float that's been around since 1969, the Bacchus King float, and it's here as part of the Super Bowl parade here, so people who perhaps may have not been able to catch a Mardi Gras parade can be here to see one today.
And he's toasting. Let's listen in.
Unbelievable. Jeff, I have so many friends that came in town, over 90, and they have had the best week. They say it's the best Super Bowl they've ever been to. I've been to the last 12. This is by far the best in New Orleans, Louisiana.
I want that, Louisiana. Hey, you're a man who has reigned over the great crew of Mardi Gras one time. And now, all of Louisiana shall lift up thy great king, Todd Graves, the king of Super Bowl. Give it up.
Love you all. It's the first ever Super Bowl host committee parade, and New Orleans put on the first. It won't be the last.
Thank you.
Cheering the king of Super Bowl 59 parade, Todd Graves, local businessman, Governor Jeff Landry doing so.
Yeah, giving that toast there, and of course recognizing the hard work that the Super Bowl host committee has put in to making all of this what it has been for those who are not only visiting and those enjoying this, but also those who are in this parade. It's a unique experience for many.
And listen, they should be committed for the marathon work that they have done to make sure that things are ready to go in time for this weekend. Let's listen in again. So this parade is moving. Float number one, the King's float, moving now in front of the review stand.
You hear it there, Hail King Todd. And they have got, as Aaliyah and Mike mentioned, a lot of throws because they were planted and we're throwing plenty. Maybe we can get a throw up here and we can show off what they have. Oh.
Let's try that arm out. Let's see.
See if we can catch any
Todd's playing it
attention.
safe.
Oh,
He's
they're
throwing the
trying.
blue.
Maybe someone will loft one up here at some point.
We'll keep trying, friends.
We'll keep trying. I want to show off what they have there. And as this parade continues, we have another couple of trucks coming through. We've got Louisiana State Police, obviously, throughout this so that they can take care of the safety and make sure everyone is taken care of. We saw Todd Graves there on the King float. And next up, we have Louisiana State University Marching Band, LSU. Also want to give a special shout out because one of my cousins, my husband's cousins, a golden girl there in the front. So maybe I'll catch her eye, but she's done really well this year. We'll see.
And among the, sea of Eagles green and Chiefs red, you do see the occasional purple and gold for LSU in the crowd too.
I've seen it in the crowd. Definitely a lot of Louisiana representation here, sticking true to what they love, and that is either the Saints, LSU, the other university, as I've seen Tulane. So I don't think a lot of Louisiana people were willing to put on another jersey. I know I wasn't.
No. We play for the home team around these parts.
Always.
We're hospitable because we're nice, we're kind.
We're nice.
We also play straight. Let's listen in to the fight song. at Gallier Hall. Behind it, we can see float number 2 making its way. That is the Entergy float. Entergy, of course, providing service for some 3 million customers across Arkansas, Louisiana, Mississippi, Texas. But about that float, Marcus Brown, who's Entergy's Executive Vice President and General Counsel, also happens to serve as chair of the New Orleans Super Bowl 59 host committee. So he is on that float right now. Entergy donating some $1 million to help fund what's called the Impact 59 grant program to support nonprofits across the area. The Entergy float here following LSU in front of the review stand at Gallier Hall.
And I love that they're getting a bit of taste of what you do experience during carnival season. A float being pulled here by a tractor. You've got the bright colors. It looks like they have a ton of different unique floats, or throws, excuse me. We'll have to see exactly what they're tossing there, but it's exciting for so many people outside the city getting a taste of what we love so much about this season with carnival, and just giving an ode to all of those who, like you said, ran that marathon to make sure the city was ready to go to host this Super Bowl parade.
Most definitely. The Entergy float there making its way in front of the review stand. They've got their beads going. Their
Maybe we'll catch something this time.
Yeah, it looks like they're throwing on that one. Let's go, Entergy. Let's go, Entergy. Let's go. Hey!
An Entergy here on the Orpheus Smoky Mary float.
Let's see if we can get some over here to our stand.
There's a good chance here because this is a two-decker float.
Imagine if you're an Entergy employee and you're up there on the float. It's got to be a great day for you, right? A good Saturday to get out and do something that perhaps you wouldn't normally do.
Good time to celebrate.
The Entergy float, though, we love.
Here we go.
We love the Edna Carr marching band here. The Cougars from Algiers doing their thing, highlighted in Leah McNeil's soundtrack to Carnival series both years. We love Carr, that program, and the sound that they've developed so well.
They put a lot into this program, and Leah has shown us the past 2 years the hard work that goes into being prepared for this season. A lot of grueling hours, waking up early, getting to school before school starts to run through as an entire unit, practicing, a lot of sweat, and then they come out here and they don't stop. They keep the smiles on their face, and they have such a polished sound there from Algiers. Let's listen in.
That they put into being as picture perfect as you see here. There is a lot of practice that makes perfect.
And I'm going to stop complaining about being hot because they are in full uniform carrying those instruments, marching and dancing, so let me keep my mouth shut. I'm pretty sure you can tell who's coming up next here on this next float. It's so hard to miss the PepsiCo Tostitos floats. You think they got food? I would bag of chips.
I mean, listen.
Please don't throw a jar of cheese. Yeah, no.
Can you imagine?
The
It's
injuries.
like being hit by a coconut.
Exactly.
the Tostitos float, you've got the sound from the Soul Brass Band, the brainchild of Derek Smoker Freeman. You see him going there. Hey, guys. Hey, there we go. There we go. We got our first throw here on the stand.
Let's see.
And it's a bag of chips, I think. Oh, no, it's let's see.
Oh.
Nice Dorito throw. And behind them, an organization that we know well and hold near and dear to our hearts at WWL Louisiana, the Roots of Music Marching Band. As you know, the late, great Eric Paulson very much so was a champion of their efforts. They've been on our show. They performed for Eric after he left us. And here they are here, performing for so many here. Eric would be so proud to see them looking so beautiful and sounding so good.
They hold a special place in my heart.
Yes, indeed,
I can't help but just take a minute because the last time we were with them was walking in that second line in memory of Eric. So it's really beautiful to see them out here on this grand stage. They so deserve it.
Yeah, he would be so proud to see them, and you kind of feel him and his energy here. Whenever it's a good day in New Orleans, you feel Eric amongst us because Eric was a champion of what you see here. New Orleans having a good time, and considering all through which we've been of late, today, this weekend, is an opportunity to just let the hair down and breathe for a bit, you know? These kids are wonderful, and the work that they do to sound as good as they do, they're young. They're very young here in the Roots of Music Marching Band, and it's an effort that has come together through the help of others, so many doing their part to raise money, to teach these kids music, and to develop the passion that they have here so well on Saturday. But the floats are moving. You know, one thing about this parade, maybe it's because it's the Super Bowl. They're keeping to their schedule here. It is what, 11:14? And we're on float number what, 4? Things are looking good.
They said we've got places to be, a game to get ready for, so yeah, they're moving along. This is one parade that's going to stick to that time frame, which, you know, we're the Big Easy.
Right.
Sometimes we take our time.
Take it easy,
if we
baby.
say get there at
Listen.
8:45 is acceptable,
Right.
but they are moving. You're right about that.
Right. Got contracts on the line. Contracts on the line. Float 5 is the Verizon float. Verizon really pushing their 5G network and their partnership with the NFL. Got a lot of that among those whose floats are here in the parade. But then who gets to ride? Some employees, friends, family. Some interesting stories of the people who are on there too. On this float in particular, you've got Saints running back Alvin Kamara, who's on it, along with some Verizon employees.
Alvin Kamara has been busy during this entire week. I've seen him at a number of fashion events.
Right.
He was there, you know, just doing a number of different things in the community. So I think even though we don't get to see our boys play in the Super Bowl here in the city, it's been enjoyable to see them take part in all of the different elements of what this Super Bowl parade and the fan festivities and everything else has to offer. You know, really recognizing, because I really think that when it comes to, and I'm biased here, when it comes to our team, I have always seen each of the players out in the community. They don't just stick to the training facility in Metairie and the Superdome. They're consistently out and about giving back between Demario Davis, Cam Jordan, Alvin Kamara, and so many others. And it's really a beautiful thing to see them get to take part in some of the joy, because the fans love this team and love the players and respect them and the hard work they put in, even when we have a little bit of a rough season. And so it's nice to see them enjoy themselves as well.
Very much so, and that's another part about this week that's so phenomenal. Yes, we've got the game, yes, we've got the parade here, but it's also a chance to do good in the community. The NFL has had several events throughout the week that we've shown you, including a revitalization of homes in the St. Roch neighborhood. Also, speaking of Demario Davis, he was busy this week at several other events throughout the area, some events for local students. There was also swimming lessons for students, other technology giveaways, you name it. The philanthropy this week has been phenomenal to our local students, to our local businesses, to our local residents, people who are still working to rebuild, for instance, after Hurricane Ida. So the help does make a difference. There is a party, but there is also some meaning behind it too.
And that is what I am celebrating, okay? I am celebrating a lot of our local businesses who missed out during what we endured, with whether it be the historic snowstorm having to shut down, whether it be businesses businesses that were affected during the terrorist attack at the beginning of the year, holidays, whatever the case may be. I am enjoying the fact that people are getting out and recognizing our businesses and the hard work they put in and spending some money, because this is the livelihood, the hospitality industry, and we have to pour into it in order to keep our city thriving and strong.
And I've been asking some friends of mine just how they've been doing their business with so many people coming in, because you then assume that, oh, well, yeah, sure, if you're downtown or in the downtown district or the French Quarter, yes, you're going to be busy, but what about that trickle down to other parts of the city? And other restaurants, other businesses have been busy too, so that's good. Branching over into mid-city, also going into Algiers, and the NFL had that list, the 59 destinations at which you want to stop. We profiled them on the morning show, from Chicken Kitchen over in Gretna to over in Tremay. You had the Baquet family, Little Dizzy's. So many great spots to try out here to get a taste of New Orleans.
Yeah, try something maybe you've never experienced before, see it for the first time, or maybe just get to see it again after a while of not maybe making your way downtown. A lot of road closures also affected a number of these businesses. So if you're able, you know, if you say, oh, it might be a little tricky to get into that spot, think of those businesses there, because they might have been affected by some of the changes over the course of this week, and, you know, give them a little bit of love.
Right, if they are open, get to them. And that's another thing that we did hear from some business owners, that, you know, because of the crowd, some people may not be coming in, but hey, look, if someone's open, go in and patronize them, because they're looking forward to having you, and they prepared quite well for this day too. The Chevron float number 4, again, making its way in front of the review stand here at Gallier Hall. Chevron, one of the sponsors, got Alvin Kamara riding this float, along with others there. Oh, actually, he was on the Verizon float. But as we do continue, got some throws going. That is the Chevron float.
So as we watch this float pass here, I'm thinking we've got a lot of beads being thrown to all of our Chiefs and Eagles fans. It seems like they're catching a good amount. Hey, thanks guys. All right, let's see.
All right, there it is.
Making me nervous, but hey, Chevron float gave us a little bit of love as we watch them pass there. You're good? You got a good catch there.
All right.
And now we're seeing Archbishop Rummel High School pass. We've got Chapelette dance team. And I am going to get a shout out here too, of course, because my girl, my niece, Sophia there.
There we go. I know Sophia.
You do. I actually think I see her. Hey, and I know her mom. And let's just give a shout out to the parents, right? Because they got to be the ones who also sign up to march. Your kids marching, you're marching with them all these miles. So I bought her a pair of good shoes. Hopefully she's wearing them.
And you know, I've got some Rummel in the family. You know?
I know you do.
My godson Norman, senior there, was starting running back for the team. So I love to see the Raiders here doing their thing as well. The band playing Let's Go Get 'Em, because they know what our soundtrack to Carnival is around these parts. We go get them here in New Orleans as they make their way here to the review stand at Gallier Hall. Let's listen in for a second.
Scream for your person who's out there. They know I better stay in line and I better follow my moves and my count, because if my coach or my director sees me waving at someone, I'm going to be in trouble.
But you know what I always look forward to? What you do is make sure that you get their eye. And so
you get the little side eye.
Right. and you feel so popular about life because you know someone there in there. We're going to get the mic in just so that you can listen in a little louder. All right, as we're broadcasting live here from Gallier Hall, the parade got its start over at the Jazz Museum. Winston Reed is live there. Winston, how's everything looking where you are?
Well, the sun is coming out, so let me go ahead and put my shades on. First of all, we're in the fourth quarter of the parade because we got the Eagles float here. That means we're coming near the end of the parade, and this one is for all the Eagles fans who showed up today, ready to root on their team, trying to get some payback against the Kansas City Chiefs, who are trying to accomplish history here. First ever team to win a Super Bowl 3 years in a row. That's what they are vying for come tomorrow, but they have to get past the Philadelphia Eagles, and you see the big Saquon Barkley mannequin sitting in the front of that float, Offensive Player of the Year. People are excited. It's been a party. We have not been slowing down, and it's been very efficient. I mean, this has been a fast-moving parade. The NFL doesn't play. The Super Bowl committee doesn't play. New Orleans and company, they don't play. They make sure that everything is on time and efficient. And just look at the streets. I mean, I think about an hour and a half ago, it was the calm before the storm, but now it's electric here on North Peters outside of the New Orleans Jazz Museum. I saw Master P on a float with Mayor LaToya Cantrell throwing out some throws. As you can see, I did some shopping myself. Plenty of beads and throws that I was able to collect along the way. We actually went down to the ground. We got boots on the ground. Wanted to really get in on the action and party with the people down there. It was so exciting. So many people out here, so many first-timers enjoying this New Orleans-themed parade. A lot of local culture, a lot of Louisiana flavors here today. And there you go, the Eagles marching band giving you a little sound, a little flavor from the Northeast as well. It's a rocking time, and right behind them, out in the distance, is the Kansas City Chiefs marching band as well and floats. So it's going to be a good one come tomorrow. But right now, calm before the storm, before Super Bowl 59, people, it's all smiles right now, let's just say that. It won't be tomorrow, so this is when you kind of enjoy yourself as a fan before the big game, because tomorrow, whoa, it's going to be pins and needles for 4 quarters between the Super Bowl matchup of Kansas City Chiefs and the Philadelphia Eagles. But we're having a good time, and we're having fun. Again, best seat in the house watching the parade from the New Orleans Jazz Museum. Been moseying around, perusing around the area, and I have to say, this is one of the biggest parades I've experienced so far here in New Orleans. You know, we are previewing really Mardi Gras, and I haven't experienced Mardi Gras yet either, so I'm in for a good one. I know it. I know my WWL family. They're going to make sure that I have a good time, and everybody here in the city is going to have a good time. And right now, enjoying the Super Bowl parade ahead of Super Bowl 59 here in New Orleans at the Superdome.
All right, Winston Reed over at the Jazz Museum. We're live here at the LB Landry Buccaneers, making their way here in front of the review stand at Gallier Hall. Profiled them in the series too. They're so wonderful out at Algiers.
They really are. I love to see the creativity that LB Landry always brings. You know, we just saw that Verizon Flow, Alvin Kamara there at the front. Have to give a little shout out there from the announcer over on the Gallier side.
And they hit us up with the beads.
They did. They offloaded some beads, so I might have to find some kiddos in the crowd to share some of those with. But let's take a quick listen to LB Landry.
That drumline sound.
All right, you
good
love
there
to hear
from the
that.
Landry Buccaneers, man, they came prepared, ready to go.
And next up, we got the Papa Joe Riverboat Float, the Louisiana Department of Economic Development. Waiting to see this float make its way down. But like you said earlier, they are not on big easy time. They are definitely on NFL Super Bowl time. They are making sure they get there so they don't get any penalties trying to get there at the end.
They're picking up right now because we are getting closer to noon, so we're seeing those floats move. Right now, we've got, this is float 5, the Verizon float, or did we?
No, we passed. Verizon was Alvin Kamara, so this one here is
float 6, the Louisiana Economic Development float.
The Papa Joe float, that's right. So you see they're moving and they're trying to throw these pretty quickly. They're doing a good job there.
There we go.
I'll share you a great one.
So it's real hard to see, but that's okay.
They're doing a good job. It looks like they're having a good time too. And then, you see those colors. I think you hear the sound from afar. We see who's coming up next.
Warren Easton High School. Angela Vance, our executive producer. That's her school. Sharice Gibson, that's her school. A few others at Channel 4. Look at them go there. The Pride of Canal Street, that's what we'll call them. Warren Easton making their way here in front of the review stand. High School broadcasting or performing, I should say, live in front of the review stand as the Super Bowl 59 host committee parade carries on.
And you can see the bands are bringing a lot of energy because it is hot out here.
Yes,
They are moving very quickly, probably faster than some of the parades that they will march in coming up, and they've got a long list for many of them. Now we're seeing here passing Daniel Berry, the Toyota Athlete of the Year. That's in the first vehicle here. Got some family members sitting in the back, and then right behind him we've got Josie Clayton, Toyota Player of the Year as well. Looks like she might have her family there. Maybe hailing from the Baltimore, D.C. area, because we've got half Baltimore Ravens jerseys on in the back of that truck, half Washington Commanders. So it seems like a family divided. And they don't fit in with any of the other jerseys we're seeing out here, but that's all right. We welcome everyone.
Keep smiling, keep throwing, and we're all good.
And everything will be perfectly fine.
It's like Thanksgiving. Just, make sure that Uncle Timmy stays away from the booze. Right behind it, of course, is the Toyota float. The Toyota float is inspired by Toyota's connection to football, and it celebrates superstars at every level, from NFL flag, as you saw the truck there, going to the NFL itself. A lot of fun on this float here as it makes its way in front of the stand, throwing up some. Thank you, sir. We appreciate that. The fun does continue here at WWL Plus. We're going to take a quick break. Stay with us.
And just hold the microphone to your mouth as close as possible.
Down the road. Oh, we're going to stay. We're staying on right now. Excuse me, actually. Let's send things over to one of the floats. We've got our Mike McDaniel. He's on the DraftKings float, float number 9. It's yet to make its way here. But, Mike, you guys are close.
Yeah, we're actually having a good time out here. I'm actually here with Andrew Whitworth, of course, former LSU player, as well as LA Rams and also Cincinnati Bengals, also won a Super Bowl, so he kind of knows the drill here. What's it like to be in New Orleans and have a parade like this, celebrating not just football, but the spirit of the Super Bowl?
Oh, it's unbelievable. You think about the state of Louisiana, the city of New Orleans, hospitality, love, coming together like this is what it's all about. So give a chance for these people to see our culture and be in this atmosphere. They're having fun. They're having a blast. I'm multitasking. We're having a good time.
Everybody's been calling his name out here on the route. So, of course, a hometown or a Louisiana native, so you know the spirit of Louisiana. You know the spirit of Carnival. But talk about the Super Bowl in particular. I know a lot of players are going to be really gearing up for this. What does it take mentally to prepare for something like that?
I think really when you get to this week, you really got to trust what you've done all year. There's going to be a lot of outside noise, all the festivities, the media events, all the things you've been doing. You got to find a point to kind of get in the quiet for a minute. Remember, this is just a football game. It's what you've been doing all year long. Be yourself, play your style, and kind of put all that to the side. Probably on Friday or Saturday at some point, kind of been through the week, and reset, get ready for Sunday.
And what, are you going to be at the game, I assume?
Oh, yeah.
Who are you taking?
You know what? I've gone back and forth. If you'd asked me 2 weeks ago, I'd have said without question, I think Philly wins.
Okay.
But as you look at it more, there's a couple of games that you could say, you think of the Philly-Rams game, really how that game played out. The Rams on offense are similar to the Chiefs. They ball possession, lots of plays every drive. They're just going to continue to march the field and eat the clock. But you put the Chiefs defense on the other side of that team, and I think the Rams win that game in Philly. So I think that's the Chiefs model. Be patient, march down the field, play great defense. And I think Philly needs explosives to win this game. They need an explosive play down the field in the pass game or an explosive run.
Talk about explosive. You have an explosive throwing arm here with these beads. I'll let you get back to it, but we want to see you throw something.
All right, let's
give us some beads. Come on. All right, so we are on the DraftKings float, of course, having a good time. We are coming up Poydras right now. We are not too far from you guys. We are about to cross the intersection with Camp Street, so we are literally 1 block from making that left onto St. Charles, where we will come see you guys right at Gallier Hall. There have been so many people out here really celebrating the Super Bowl, and as we talked about, the spirit of not just carnival season and parading, but the spirit of New Orleans. Everyone who's from out of town, who is, are part of the DraftKings corporation and the business, they have been absolutely blown away by the amount of hospitality and just the sheer joy this city has brought them during their time here. Of course, all of that evident right here on display coming up Poydras Street here in downtown as the Super Bowl parade rolls up to you guys. I'll send it back to y'all.
All right, Mike, thank you. Looking forward to y'all turning the corner, which should be in about maybe 5 minutes or so, because what you're seeing right now is float number 8. That's the New Orleans and Company float. Walt Legere and Company on that one. New Orleans and Company responsible for putting New Orleans' best foot forward whenever there is an event going on, but also whenever there is not an event going on. New Orleans and Company very much so representing the tourism industry here, from the hotels to the workers. They are the people who make sure that New Orleans' message as a place to host events is heard loud and clear.
You know, really exciting to see all these different floats and the effort that's been put in to make them unique for this parade, and seeing everyone just smiling, catching beads, making some throws here. It's a really good time. It's really exciting. Woo! There we go. Caught one for both.
Here we go. We got 2.
All right, we're working hard here because we've got the mic in one hand and I'm using my non-dominant some of these beads, but it's a good time.
I have no time to breathe it. My hands are just going everywhere. I haven't dropped the mic yet. They haven't yelled at me, so we're good to go. Things are moving along. You see Tulane University police there. That's because behind them is Tulane University's marching band. A bit of a break, though, as they're working to get the band a little closer to the review stand. As Mike mentioned, they're just around the corner there. That's float number 9. So things are moving. We've passed the halfway mark, at least, at the review stand at Gallier Hall.
Yeah, and I know where Winston is there at the Jazz Museum on the balcony. He said so far at this point the parade has ended from that end, so we're getting the last bit here passing Gallier Hall. But throughout this parade, I will say the energy has remained consistent. It's a lot of joy in the crowd, and I'm seeing a really great mix of not just those fans coming from Kansas City, from Philadelphia, maybe some extra sprinkled throughout. I'm seeing a lot of Saints jerseys in the crowd, a lot of fans with their kids, a lot of families out here, and I think that's really beautiful to have this culmination of both the home team and then also those who are visiting. And I hope everyone has been able to really experience what this city means to us and all the joy it brings us.
Yeah, most definitely, because it is a beautiful day in New Orleans. So many people are out today to enjoy it, to see this city put its best foot forward. The Tulane University Green Wave, they've now officially arrived here in front of the review stand at Gallier Hall. Also spotted State Senator Royce Duplessis and his daughter a couple minutes ago, said hi to us. So everybody's out here as we say, hey now, my baby, on this Saturday.
Let's listen in.
Tulane Green Wave Marching Band. They're doing their thing here in front of the review stand.
Doing a little singing as well.
Yes.
I hear him. Hey, nah. I love this song so much, and we've been hearing
that
it.
Song got a bit of a
It
revamp
is.
too. Robin Barnes and Big Frida debuted it on our show this week.
Yeah, the Brass Kings. Hey, Sizzle, you definitely want to listen to it. I was waiting to hear this.
And as we do look in the distance now, as Tulane moves out of the way here and progresses, you see the 6'10 Stompers here, and you see them all primed and ready to go. Those feet are doing the two-step, those arms are doing the moves. They are getting it going this Saturday.
And of course, we love the 6'10 Stompers. They're always at every event bringing the energy, keeping the crowd excited, and it's just a lot of fun to watch them, and something that Alfred, you know, always enjoyed, always bragged about, was so proud to be a part of this organization, and we definitely feel his presence as we watch the 6'10 Stompers here wow the crowd.
Most definitely. You know, Alfred and his story with the 6'10 Stompers, they were on the show performing, and Eric Paulson is the one who dared him to try out. Alfred says that he was never really one to do something like that, which is hard to believe when you saw he would just pop it like a pro. And he did his audition and made it. Alfred was able to go to the Macy's Thanksgiving Day Parade twice with the 6'10 Stompers, and he wore those gold shoes with pride. As a matter of fact, Alfred had his shoes ready for this carnival season too, and he had them specially made with a tribute to Eric Paulson on it. So presumably someone has those shoes. Maybe they're wearing them in the crowd right now. So with that, both Alfred and Eric are with us. The 6'10 Stompers wowing the crowd with their moves right now in front of the review stand at Gallier Hall. They're very much so ambassadors of the city of New Orleans, traveling around the world to do what you see here. These are local guys, shaking it how they know best. The 6'10 Stompers putting on a show.
Ordinary men, extraordinary moves.
There we go.
And I could not have imagined this parade without them, because this is part of what New Orleans is, right? Like, people come out expecting the shiny, the polished, the big floats, but you're gonna get a lot of New Orleans love, because we just have fun. It doesn't matter what age you are, it doesn't matter your background, it doesn't matter what you do for a living. If you wanna have fun, there is a crew for you, and that is what they're doing right now.
Very much so. We're gonna take a second and just let the performance play out.
Enjoy it.
Yeah, the 6'10 Stompers.
Gotta give them some
Looking
love.
at one of my friends with whom I went to high school, Aaron Davis, a member of the 6'10 Stompers. It's always wonderful when you're at these parades to see people you know, people who are part of your family too, enjoying the show. Good morning, y'all. Looking good.
We're so happy to have you joining us here on WWL Plus, wherever you're streaming. Maybe you're at home, maybe you were out and about and couldn't make it to the parade but wanted to make sure you watch. Thanks for choosing us. We are having a blast, and we love, I know for me, Brandon, and I know you as well, we love coming out to the parades, getting out of the studio, getting to be a part of all of this excitement, because this is one of the best parts of our city, what we put on these streets.
This is what it's all about, man. It's a chance to just show you that we put our culture on display, that we love who we are, and we want you to have a good time while you are here too. You know why? Because we work out. All right, guys, so as things do continue here, we're getting to that point where we're going to meet equilibrium, if you want to refer to it that way. We've got float number 9 in the distance, and that's what I mean by meeting equilibrium. Mike and Leah are making their way to us.
Been waiting all day on them, because I want to see if we're going to catch catch a throw from them.
I know. Now I wonder if they placed a bet or two while they were up there.
I don't know if I see either one of them taking the time to place a bet, but you heard the advice from DraftKings there. They said don't bet more than you're willing to lose.
Right. And
so let's be conscientious of that as you guys are out and having fun and you maybe get a little daiquiri and you're maybe sipping on a hand grenade. Don't bet more than you're willing to lose.
Yeah, that's true. It's estimated it's
I gotta give some
$1.3 billion are going to be spent on betting. And yeah, we need a mom to make sure that we make good decisions in life.
So you see the float making their way down here. We know they've got a number of different former players who are there on the DraftKings float. And I see our girl Leah.
Hey,
and
Leah.
I see Mike right there.
Oh, there we go. They're together. So we're about to
and
get
they
that
look like
point.
they are having a good time. Leah McNeil, Mike McDaniel, float number 9, DraftKings. They've had some great interviews there on the float too throughout the morning. They've had a really good assignment being able to, let's see McDaniel's arm. There we go. Leah! Hey! She's getting that arm primed. Okay, all right. I love this so much. Oh, Leah!
Jeff got it. Yes!
Okay.
Oh! What? Holy cow!
Do they like us or do they actually dislike us? I can't tell. Hey guys!
This ain't right. Y'all saw that, right? Yo!
I love to see it. Woo. Woo. They're doing a good job throwing. Oh, okay. Okay, DraftKings gave us some love.
We weren't hurt.
I think we made it. Are we okay? Everybody have all their teeth?
Jeff's
the camera's
fine.
not broken.
Ricky, okay?
All right, then we made it.
All right.
Let's take a look down there as the parade continues. We've got Blue Plate, a little marching crew there. As they've got the band in front of them playing some good music. They've got their Blue Plate signs. Having a good old time.
A little Blue Plate mayonnaise for the people. Hello.
Hey, John. Mr. Weatherall, if anybody knows the music, we got Mr. Weatherall behind Blue Plate. He's mainly down in Acadiana, but he does an amazing job on social media, putting the city on display in the best possible way. So if you guys get a chance, Mr. Weatherall, got a line dance named after him.
Fair enough. We got the Balltown Baby Dolls here too, making their way, and behind them got brass band too. That's the Pinstripe Brass Band and Young Pinstripes making their way here. And behind them is the Louisiana Office of Tourism French Quarter float. See, they've got some good throws on that one. Really loaded.
We got Louisiana Office of Tourism coming up.
Yes. So that would be float number 10.
I like this. This is a very traditional looking float with the ironwork around it, the guardrails here with some beads hanging off the side of it. A lot of what you will get if you're walking around the French Quarter, uptown, you're going to see a lot of homes with this beautiful ironwork outside their homes and all the beads decorating all of the fronts of their yards. So I feel like this nice traditional New Orleans looking float.
Very much so, and that's the point of the design. You know, you can see there in the distance Lieutenant Governor Billy Nungesser on there. On the other side, on the passenger side, in front of the review stand. Let's listen in to the Lieutenant Governor for a second.
And you know, all you people visiting from all over the world, if you think this is something, come back and see it's Mardi Gras. What a parade, huh? Only in Louisiana, only in the greatest city, New Orleans. Thank you to all the visitors, and thank you for Louisiana for treating our guests like family, because they keep coming back for more. Thank you, Mark. Thank you, Lieutenant Governor. Lieutenant Governor.
And you know, the Lieutenant Governor's been real busy as an ambassador
Yes,
of
he
Louisiana.
has.
Tourism is a major part of his directive, and he takes it seriously, traveling the country to make sure that people come to the city and spend their money.
Yeah, he joined us on the show just this past week to talk about those efforts and all that goes into this, some of the events that he was a part of over the course of this week. But like you said, all over the country, taking us to the Macy's Day Parade, taking us to the Rose Bowl there in California, always making sure that Louisiana is put on a big, beautiful stage and displaying all that we have to offer. And he's right, you know, we've treated our guests like family and making an effort to show them a lot of love.
Hello!
And there we go. Oh, that's a nice cup.
Yay! All right.
Yeah, we got a football cup. I like that.
Oh,
Okay, so we're
here it is.
so we're grabbing a couple good things. Crew of Super Bowl over there. They're doing a good job.
I'm surprised we haven't gotten clocked yet by something, but hey.
Well, I asked after Leah and Mike unloaded from their float if everybody still had their teeth.
Yeah.
No glasses were broken,
Right.
because they definitely were. I don't know if they were getting out something or they really love us that much. I think they just love us
They
that
love
much.
us, you know, just like we love the George Washington Carver School Band here making their way in front of the review stand. Carver's one of our schools that's been around for a very long time. It's got quite a storied history, and it's great to see that the tradition and the legacy of that high school continues. Got the majorettes leading the way for the band, which is in the distance there in front of the float as they do perform in front of the review stand. George Washington Carver, we saw Edna Carr High School before that, L.B. Landry High School, St. Augustine High School, also Warren Easton, our local schools taking part in this parade. Let's listen in.
Once again, ladies and gentlemen, Carver High School marching band.
George Washington Carver Band here in front of the review stand at Gallier Hall. They are making their way for yet another float coming behind it. That is Apple Music presents Ellis Marsalis Center Float, which is a big deal, the Marsalis family. You see Patriarch Mr. Marsalis there on the front of the float, greeting parade goers in front of the review stand at Gallier Hall.
This float designed in collaboration with Arts New Orleans Young Artist Movement. The design, of course, as if you take a look there, celebrates, as you mentioned, New Orleans' rich history of jazz culture and, of course, the legacy of Mr. Marsalis Jr., the renowned musician, recording artist, and educator. You know, students from the Ellis Marsalis Center for Music's Youth Jazz Ensembles, they're playing on the float alongside Ellis Marsalis' youngest son and the renowned percussionist Jason Marsalis, and, of course, his band. So Apple represented by Lisa P. Jackson, Vice President for Environment, and we're going to take a listen in.
And as they go here, they've been on our morning show a couple times, longtime friends of the WWL Louisiana Morning News, the Marsalis family. Behind them, other longtime friends of the WWL Louisiana Morning News, the Amelia Earharts. You know we love them. They're phenomenal. They've performed live on the show many a time for us.
They always are a fun time. They do such a great job. And if you hear a little bit before we get them a little closer with the music playing, we do have some Kendrick Lamar, the DJ's putting on, because of course, in town doing that halftime show. But in addition to that, the world is gonna see some of New Orleans' best on that stage prior to the halftime show, opening up the big game with Trombone Shorty, Lauren Daigle. We've also got John Baptiste performing, Lettucey. So it's gonna be such a good treat to get a little mix of all of that. But
very much so.
Here they come, dancing along, looking fabulous as always.
Amelia Earhart's.
Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome the Amelia Earhart. You want some turbulence? This is where you go.
The Amelia Earhart's leading the way here in front of the review stand at Gallier Hall. Love to see them as this parade very much so progresses. We're getting toward the end here. We just saw the Apple float with the Marsalis family on it, and behind it will be the Paramount Plus and CBS Sports float. But before that, we've got John F. Kennedy High School's marching band making its way behind the Amelia Earhart's here on St. Charles Avenue in front of the review stand at Gallier Hall. Yet another local band that is participating in the Super Bowl 59 host committee parade on this Saturday. Essential for them, a dry run, because this is a shorter route. Some of these kids are gearing up to have to put in a few miles this Mardi Gras season for, depending on what parade they're in.
Some of them do those parades late at night on a Friday. They wake up to go on a Saturday morning. It is just to eat, barely sleep, breathe, all things carnival. And so we love to see them get to be shown on this type of platform with different audiences from around the country. We've seen a number of stations coming from different states wanting to be here to be a part of this. And so it's really beautiful that a lot of people in other parts of the country who normally wouldn't get to see them in action will get to do that today.
Reminds me of yesterday's live shot over at Booker T. Washington High School, and there was the young lady who said, you know, what we do here is different. Our band director went to Jackson State, unlike other schools that may be a little local here, and all of that to say there is a lot of pride from these programs and what they've learned and what they've taught, but also what they bring to the table. New Orleans being a musical city, many of these kids have been playing instruments since they were able to walk. So for them to carry on in that tradition and to carry on in that legacy and to fine-tune it is a testament to the many people who care about their upbringing and care about their success. Let's listen into Kennedy for a second.
Let's do it.
I think they're playing Happy, if I hear them correctly. John F. Kennedy High School making their way in front of the review stand here at Gallier Hall on this Saturday. Getting close to noon, 11:56 the time. We do thank y'all for watching our live coverage of the Super Bowl 59 host committee parade on WWL Plus. Brandon Walker here along with Brianna Boudreau. We're here in front of the review stand at Gallier Hall, the back end of the parade route, but we've been all over the place from the Jazz Museum to a ride on one of those floats, float number 9, the DraftKings float, Mike and Leah.
Yeah, really amazing to see them have a good time up there after working as well. And then you're seeing these parades come down here in front of Gallier Hall, where so many people are so excited to just be a part of this. And what better way to segue a big game, right? This type of parade is like no other. And for them to get a taste of not only the game tomorrow, having the Super Bowl in the city, but also getting a chance to enjoy all of New Orleans culture. And then hopefully they stay out today and walk around and spend some money.
Right, I mean the weather's beautiful, albeit warm for this time of year, and so assuming you're from Philadelphia or Kansas City to an extent, maybe you're not used to February being, I don't know, 80 plus degrees, but hey, that's how we do it here in New Orleans. Never mind that snowstorm a couple weeks back. Come out, have yourself a good time, don a pair of short sleeves, and support local business here. A lot of restaurants are ready and able and willing to greet you and show you what we have to offer.
And a cold drink.
Oh, yeah,
and
that part
listen,
too.
we listen and we don't judge. You got to take the jacket off and hang out, just do it. We're having a good time here. Checking out the Paramount and CBS Sports float.
Yes.
They look like they're having a good
They
time
are.
dancing
They are.
and tossing out some beads as well. So we love to celebrate them, catch some throws.
Yo!
Great to
Behind
see this
them,
float
we've
here.
got the McDonough 35 Senior High School Marching Band. McDonough 35, if not the oldest, one of the oldest, but I believe the oldest historically black public school here in the city of New Orleans. One of the best schools in this city, hands down for years. So many people have gone through this program, be it the legendary band or just the academic program at 35. To be an alum of McDonough 35 High School in the city of New Orleans is to be someone who is not only well versed in what you need to know as a member of this society, but also someone who knows how to have a good time, because that band is known all around the world for what they do.
McDonough 35 High School Marching Band.
Getting to hear McDonough 35 there performing so well. They got a lot of swag and you love to see it. They are doing such a good job here, working so hard. And I know we are at noon, or we're at noon. It's at 12 o'clock now. We've hit the noon mark, but hey, this parade's not over, so we're gonna keep rolling. So stay with us if you'd like to continue to watch this parade, because we've got more to come and we don't wanna let anybody not have their moment.
No, not at all. Thank you for staying with us here on WWL Plus as we continue with the back end of the Super Bowl 59 Host Committee Parade. We're right now looking at the New Orleans Tourism and Cultural Fund float. On that float is Mayor LaToya Cantrell, among other people there, Tiffany Jackson, a few others from the city of New Orleans, there to do their thing along with board members from the New Orleans Tourism and Culture Fund.
You know, and recently I had the honor of co-hosting with Malik Mingo the NOTCF Gala, the fundraiser, the culmination of all the hard work they put in throughout the year, making sure that our city thrives. And it was a really good time. We had a great time. We had a lot of great chefs and artists who put work into making that night so special. And so it's really cool to see them out here now getting to celebrate and have a good time. Let's listen to the mayor.
What's up, y'all? I just want to welcome
gotta show some love to all of our people.
And before they leave, make them say what? Yes, indeed.
I think Master P would agree if we said this in the city of New Orleans, ain't no limits of what we can do. Holly, if you hear me, because you know we coming through. And that's essentially what we just saw right now. Mayor LaToya Cantrell, Master P, ambassadors here of Super Bowl 59 here in New Orleans for the New Orleans Tourism and Cultural Fund float, making its way before the review stand. Mayor Cantrell toasted here at Gallier Hall.
And one thing about Brandon, he's going to give you a lyric somewhere at some point during the day.
Gotta fit it in.
I'm not mad at you. That was good. I like it. Getting to watch this float now. Move on by Master P. He is impressing me with this big old bomber jacket he's got going on because it's hot and he is rocking it.
And he's not at all sweating, or it doesn't seem to be. Hello. There we go.
Woo!
We're close. Right. Hello. How you doing?
All right, next up you see Covington High School here marching along, keeping the excitement going here for the Super Bowl 59 parade as we anticipate a big game tomorrow. But we continue to watch these bands lay it all out here on the street for everyone enjoying this parade today.
And as they get closer, it is really cool to have schools from both sides of the lake here, really showcasing our region and giving them a chance also to put their best foot forward. Let's listen in. Covington High School marching band doing their thing here. You see the flag team twirling their flags as we get toward the end of the parade here, the Super Bowl 59 Host Committee Parade, toward the end of the route here in front of Gallier Hall, the review stand, Lafayette Park, a signature spot when you're talking about a Mardi Gras parade, particularly on Mardi Gras Day. And we saw elements of that as well with Mayor LaToya Cantrell being toasted. That usually happens when the mayor toasts the King of Rex, also Zulu. So seeing those little flashes of Mardi Gras here this day before the Super Bowl. Next float coming in the Ochsner Health float.
Yeah, excited to see this float as well. A lot of people, a lot of hardworking people here from Ochsner Health, the leading nonprofit healthcare provider in the Gulf South. They are the official medical providers of the New Orleans Super Bowl Host Committee, providing a lot of care and services. You know, at some of these key events, they put themselves throughout the parade, making sure law enforcement also taken care of. So we know that they stepped up an effort there with so many additional agencies here in our city, taking care of everyone and protecting the city as we welcome all these people for all of these amazing events we have. And this is actually a repurposed design of a fan favorite float, so you might recognize it if it's coming on your screen here, part of the crew of Endymion. It's their television float that premiered at Mardi Gras 2015. 13 and has a large screen. Typically, it's a pretty large screen that projects video of the parade as parade goers pass by. So you're about to get a good look at that. But this is always a fun one when it comes by.
Yeah, and hopefully you brought your appetite too if you get a throw from this, because they got food, y'all. Not only are they throwing glitter kits and whatnot, they're throwing jambalaya mix, so you can catch that and go make you a plate. Exactly. Now, we also profiled one of the local ladies who was behind the glitter maps and whatnot. That's also one of the throws that they've got on the float here. With the jambalaya mix, glitter kits, and this locally made hand scrub. A lot of local products have been part of the wares as well. Of course, beads and whatnot, but we've also saw a few other things. Another bead there being thrown our way. Thank y'all, thank y'all, thank y'all, thank y'all, thank y'all. There we go. Ah, there we go. That was a good one. That was a good one. All right, the Oshna Health float, Endymion's TV float that we love to see on Mardi Gras Day, but we're getting to the point now where we're about to shut this down and close out. We've got floats 15 and 16. That's when we're going to see, you know, the people who are participating in that little thing we like to call the Super Bowl.
We'd love to see that. I know we're going to have a number of family members, cheerleaders, mascots, all on these last two floats. But before we get to that, we do have another group here marching for us, and you can see them making their way on down, looking beautiful as ever. We got the South Plaquemines High School marching band.
That's my people.
You need to go tell them hi. You need to get down there, bust a move or two.
I don't know if they would want that. They're actually prepared. South Plaquemines, Plaquemines Parish, being that if you're joining us from not from these parts, looking at a map of Louisiana, there was a little peninsula that jettisons out into the Gulf of Mexico. That's Plaquemines Parish. South Plaquemines is at the tip of that. South Plaquemines High School being in Boothville. This community, very much so long storied, part of our fishing communities. You're also seeing the ticker tape here, Mardi Gras colors, as we inch toward the back end of this parade, listening in to the South Plaquemines Parish High School Marching Band for a second. Let them go. South Plaquemines High School Marching Band passing by the stage here, the review stand. But we are getting to that moment now where we've reached the apex of this parade. We've got the Philadelphia Eagles. They are here in full effect in the distance, a few feet or so from the review stand on this Super Bowl 59 Host Committee official parade. So first up, we're going to have the Eagles fan car, and that's what you see in the front. Some fans there, and behind them you've got the Eagles cheerleaders and flag crew making their way here along St. Charles Avenue. Oh, to be a fan, oh, to be a fan, oh, to be a fan. All right, Mark Romick, we've got to tell Mark to watch his enthusiasm with that Go Birds here in Who Dat Nation. Now, Leah McNeil said that while she doesn't want to root for anyone, she's going to root for the Eagles because they've yet to win.
Okay, she can do that. I guess somebody has to win. I don't have a dog in the fight here.
There we go, me too. Just hand me
no
some
matter
chicken
what,
wings and I'm all
Saints
right.
Who Dat Nation.
Hello, welcome.
But it's exciting to see all of them out here. So you hear the crowd getting loud. Got a couple Birds fans here in the crowd.
Oh, and there we go. There's the Eagle right there. The Eagle has landed right here on Canal Street in front of the review stand at Gallier Hall. The Eagle putting on a show. Now, if the Eagle does the Dirty Bird, then I don't know here. Behind it, we've got the Eagles float. And look at how they spell go. They know where they are.
That truck
Go
better
Birds.
slow down. They've got Swoop, who's the Eagles mascot right there. I felt like that float was moving a little quickly.
Go
raining
Birds,
down with
as
some
the float
confetti here.
says. Eagles cheerleaders. Also members of the Eagles organization, some family and friends of players. There we go. Ah, thank you, ma'am. There we go. And there we go. Got it. Yep. We got it. There we go.
So we've got all the Eagles fans here on that float, some family members of players, some fans from the city there. You saw the mascot, Swoop, who was walking in front, and the cheerleaders both on the float and down in the street. And then before we see the red of Chiefs Kingdom, you're going to have Archbishop Shaw here
pride of
in
the West
between the
Bank.
two. I guess they didn't want to put them one after the other. They had to put a buffer zone. So
Right.
we appreciate Shaw for being those mediators between the two teams.
Yeah, and I mean, they're lending their color too, because it kind of applies to the Philadelphia
Right.
Eagles to an extent. A bit of a buffer zone is correct here. Archbishop Shaw Eagles hailing from Marrero, one of our many local schools participating in the parade this afternoon. The message from the Archbishop Shaw Eagles this afternoon, word up by Cameo as they perform for us loud and proud the review stand on St. Charles Avenue in front Gallier Hall, paving the way for the Kansas City Chiefs and their Kansas City Chiefs crew. The AFC champions. And there they go.
All right, let's see how loud the crowd is going to get with this crew.
Derek Williams, our financial advisor on the show, is from Kansas City and is a big Chiefs fan.
He is. I did know that. I wonder if he's out here today.
He's somewhere.
He probably is.
Right. And we ain't mad at that. We'll give it to him.
No, he should get to enjoy that, because what better way to enjoy your team if you're not a Saints fan than in New Orleans?
He did text me, though, to ask if the pop-up had any Chiefs gear. Oh, must be some Philadelphia Eagles fans. There we go, Eagles fans.
Booing the Chiefs.
Well, it's all in good fun, friends.
Some
all
Chiefs fans in the
fun.
crowd, too. I think they're too busy here filming, trying to get their people on camera. So they're not worried about the booing.
Here we go, Chiefs Kingdom, their float right before our very eyes here in front of the review stand at Gallier Hall, St. Charles Avenue at 12:16. This parade pretty much on time, just 15, 16 minutes behind.
And you got the 7-foot mascot for the Kansas City Chiefs there right on the front, KC Wolf, known for some funny routines, having a lot of energy. So right there at the front with some of those Kansas City Chiefs cheerleaders dancing, have a good time. Looks like they got some good throws too, making sure they send those out to the crowd below.
You know, you never know. They start throwing. I'm not doing that. And we have reached the point where we're toward the end of the parade here. That was the 16th float here, Chiefs Nation, as it makes its way toward the end of the parade route on St. Charles Avenue. Yeah, a little booing from some Eagles fans there in the stands in front of us, but overall, a fun time on this Saturday morning, now Saturday afternoon.
It was a really good time, and look, if you're in town and you're streaming, or maybe you have friends in town and you're watching right now, tell them to just keep the party going. Get out there, enjoy all New Orleans has to offer, eat some good food, meet some of your fellow New Orleanians here or some of your fellow fans, have a good time, because look, the party's not going to stop here. This was just the start of what's to be a very great end of this weekend.
Most definitely got a lot going on, so as you're watching us here on WWL Plus, WWLTV.com is the place to be. A full list of all of the events going on, but also those traffic restrictions that are pretty heavy, particularly here in the downtown area and the French Quarter. So know before you go.
Absolutely, and we'll keep you updated with all things that you need to know, events that are still going on throughout the rest of the afternoon. I know Taste of NFL is tonight at 4, so there's still tickets to a number of events if you'd like to get out and continue to celebrate the Super Bowl here, being here in our city. For Brianna Boudreau, Brandon Walker, we so appreciate you spending the time with us today. We hope you have a great rest of your day as well.
Have fun.
Snoop Dogg, Mary J. Blige.
Only on WWL Plus. WWL Louisiana Weekend News starts now.
Good morning to you. I'm Mike McDaniel, and thanks for waking up with us on your Saturday morning. We'll get to all of your news in just a moment, plus Super Bowl coverage in just a bit. But first, meteorologist Brooke Laser tracking some fog we are dealing with this morning. So if you're going to be out and about on the roads anytime soon, make sure you give yourself some time and slow it down out there. Hey there, Brooke.
Hey, Mike. Yeah, absolutely. A gorgeous shot from our camera looking on to the downtown area. You can't see a whole lot, but peaks of the bridge here in the midst of the fog itself. Make sure you add a couple minutes to any drive times, not only as a result of traffic, but also these visibility limitations. You can see the Whitney Hancock building and also the Crescent City connection there through the fog. So beautiful. Temperatures right now somewhere between those mid and upper 60s to low 70s. We'll continue with a dense fog advisory issued through noon today, which is extended in comparison on normal. So make sure that you're careful as you head out the door. Right now our temperatures and dew points not far off of each other in the upper 60s to low 70s. Whenever that is the case, we start to see those visibility limitations widespread.